Hi, we're Dave and Debbie, collectively known as Boy Dogs Bus. This is Boy Dogs Bus, our Iveco Eurocargo ex-library, which we've now had for 3 years and spent 18 months converting with a view to living in it full time. Yeah, the conversion took 18 months. Initially I was working and doing it evenings and weekends around work, and since then I've retired and we were able to finish it off, and we've now been out and about in it for about 18 months as well, and we're calling it done. Come aboard. This is the lounge area, what we like to call our conservatory at the front. As you can see, we've got an abundance of glass there to be visible and to see everything we want to see, which is great for parking up at scenic places. You get such a good view there. And our seating, which moves through into the kitchen area, and our fridge is here. We have a full-size domestic 240 mains fridge in there. So onto our kitchen, and which is an IKEA kitchen, which we've made the units fit in here. Bought the units, bought all these doors from IKEA, and I just cut them all down to fit what I wanted them to do. They're like £3 and £4 a piece. You can't get the wood to do that, so why not? And it's a nice white contrast. They're very good solid units, and we've had in here, we do get a lot of vibration travelling, basically being a lorry, and everything has lasted really well and no problems at all on that front. A domestic oven, which I've converted the jets to LPG, so to give us a full-size oven. Hob and sink, standard motorhome stuff, and plenty of storage for our crockery, food, etc. Into the bathroom. And what we have here, we've got a full-size shower, full-size domestic shower tray, which in the daytime, as you will now see, doubles as a wardrobe. So we just close that in the morning, both have a shower, close back in, so no dead space. It's utilised all the while. And standard sink and cassette loo. And then the bedroom area, what we've got here, we've got a normal size pocket sprung double bed with a drawer storage underneath, and the storage area under the bed, which contains our water tank, water heater, and plenty of storage room for all the crap that you carry around with you basically. And cupboards at the top, skylight. Also what we have, we've got a Samsung smart TV, so we can use it with a terrestrial if we get the signal, or through the Wi-Fi if not. We've also got a sound bar on there, because what we do tend to do, we mostly use it for listening to music. Yeah, so what we've got here, it's based on an Iveco Eurocargo, and that's the chassis and the engine. And it's a 4-cylinder Tector engine, which is gives us about 18 miles to the gallon, which for the size of it is quite good. We're quite happy with that, and we were aware that that's what it was going to be like from the word go. So obviously the recent fuel situation has been a bit of a nuisance to us, and we tend to now park more than we drive. So short hops to get as much out of a tank of diesel as we can. Yeah, so when we set out looking for a vehicle to convert, it was something of this size we had in mind, because the end game was always to live in it full time, so we wanted straight away to have something the size that we could just once completed move straight into. And the search, I wanted one with no windows, because we wanted the windows where we wanted them, and a lot of library vans, they have very big drop windows in them and leaves you with a single pane of glass or a big hole that you can't do anything with. So we looked at quite a number of them until we came across this one, and this was actually a library bus on one of the Scottish Islands, and that's where it lived its life, going out every Wednesday, doing its little tour, and then back in the shed. So consequently when we got it, it's very low mileage. It was only 42,000 miles when we got it, which is great. You know, what more could you want? And it was the body style we wanted, and it gave us the opportunity and choices to do exactly what we wanted inside it, which is what we've done. And happily we can say that it suits us down to the ground. We paid £8,200 for it. Spent a further getting on for £12,000 doing the conversion, which is everything all in, everything that you see and everything, the solar, the batteries, all the expensive stuff. So that's, we're about 20 grand. So this was a garden table that they were selling at Aldi, and when we were in there doing some shopping it caught my eye, so we bought one, cut the metal frame off it, and I made this wooden surround to suit it. Deb stuck the stones on that I've just knocked one off. and we put an LED light behind it just to give something a bit of a feature on this wall, and we're very pleased with how it came out. Okay, so what we've got on the roof, we've got a kilowatt of solar up there, which supplies us with pretty much everything we need power wise. We've never plugged in, and we've always done pretty good with that so far. Battery wise, we've got 430 amp hour AGM batteries, which at the moment do us fine, no problems. I think maybe in the near future, when we do go full time in it, we will be looking at getting lithium, just to make sure in the winter months that we are okay with that. And insulation wise, when I built it, 14 sheets of Celotex went into insulating this, along with I don't know how many rolls of vapour barrier, but it took me a month just to do the insulation alone. But it's well worth it, believe me. Water wise, we carry 240 litres of fresh water on board. The tank is inside under the bed, so that's fine in the cold weather, no problems there at all. And we run 2 waste tanks, one for the shower and sink in the bathroom, and one for the sink in the kitchen. And they're both separate, so we can drain them and fill them separately. On the back here, what we've done is built a rack for the motorbike that we have, which you can see here. It's a Honda CL400, which you won't have seen one before, because I never had before I bought it. They were only ever available in Japan and not sold in the European market. But for us, it was something that's easy enough for me to get up and down onto the rack that I built on the back of the van. And it's got enough grunt to take us about when we want to go looking at things that aren't so accessible. So we can park up, get on the bike, go and look around small places, go and do a bit of shopping, that kind of thing. Yeah, we both jump on here. You want me to get on it? No, it's a 400. It's 400, single cylinder, plenty of grunt, but it's light enough that I can easily wheel it up the ramp onto the rack that I made at the back there. And the rack here that I built to carry it all, the top part of it is actually a ladder. This is a ladder with a checker plate on the top, a chock to hold the front wheel, so when I wheel it up the ramp, this is the ramp here that folds out and goes on the back. And because we're on air suspension, I can raise and lower the bus, and at the moment is its lowest position to make it easier getting the bike on and off. And also we use that for levelling when we're parked up, and it just makes life so much easier. For when you're 2 pensioners behaving badly, you've got to make things as easy as you can. It's always 5 o'clock somewhere. Time to crack the cider open. Yeah, the last of the bigger jobs that I undertook was actually painting it on the outside. When we got it, it was blue and white, and the paint was a bit dead and it was a bit too bright for our liking. We wanted something a bit subtler. So I took on painting this, and it's actually painted with satin finish military paint, which gives a very nice finish. And all of this was done with a 4-inch roller, 3 coats. It seemed like a never-ending task when I started it, but it was well worth it. You know, we're very pleased with the way it looks now, and people always say they like the way it looks. So for our bit of stealth camping, that's the idea, daft as it may sound. Yeah, so the reason we went into this is our children have all left home. Both of our parents have all gone now, and we're, to all intents and purposes, we're free agents. So we spend as much time as we can, which is most of it, just doing what we like, travelling around, meeting with friends, going to different parts of the country, seeing different events, that sort of thing. And our plan going forward is next week, in fact, we're putting our house on the market and to go full time. And in November, we're hoping to be on the Santander ferry, and we're going to spend our 90 days bumming around Spain and Portugal. And hopefully escape the colder of winter months here doing that. Yeah, and we have we've wild camped, we've camped on sites, we've camped at events, we've done all sorts of things and haven't really experienced any problems. If it's somewhere that we're not too sure about, what we tend to do is look on Google Earth and we'll look at where we're thinking of going, mainly because of the size of the vehicle, and make sure that we will be okay parking where we want to park and not causing any problems. Yeah, for people who are thinking of doing this, and particularly people like me, I'm a newly fledged pensioner, and we've decided that this is now our time. This is our time to do what we want to do with life. So this was our choice, we've done this. As I said, we're selling our house and we're going to live our life now, the best life we can live. Do it. And you can follow us on, we've got a fledgling YouTube channel, Boy Dogs Bus, and we're also on Instagram, Boy Dogs Bus. And you follow our adventures and hopefully you'll see our journeys into Europe and our continued travels.
I hope you enjoyed that video. If you hadn't noticed, we do sell an ebook for how to convert a van. It has over 190 pages of detailed instructions and diagrams, also 25 video tutorials which are specifically for the ebook buyer. Creating a van for many people is obviously a really intimidating project, but I really believe, and I've seen it time and time and time again, that with the right information, anyone can turn out with a pretty decent van conversion. So check the link in the description, subscribe to the channel if you are not already, and drop us a comment if you like this video. Thanks for watching and we'll see you next week.